Predictions. October 21, 2015. We will speak today of predictions. We know they are a favorite of all of you. We also know that they are being used to raise the hopes of all of humanity at this time. We know that into this category also fall dire warnings. And these are being used for quite the opposite effect. Some of the more fantastic predictions that appear positive are, in reality, being used because those who begin them imagine that they will lead to great disappointment. So let's discuss all of this. First, let us define what a real prediction can be. From your perspective, a real prediction can only be an extension into the future of the possible effects of current causes. For instance, if one sees a person studying diligently, it would be reasonable to predict that at some point that person might meet with success. If one sees a person participating in activity that society has deemed undesirable, it would be reasonable to assume that society might choose to chastise him or her. What we are choosing to discuss today is the same phenomena extended into the realm of the effects of causes that would be so large, so widespread, and so removed from immediate manifestation that the effect itself would seem disconnected and therefore unperceivable in the present. Also, it would include causes so widespread that one could barely see one's own part in them. It would also include the amazingly great amount of causes that an individual being has amassed over a great many lifetimes, what you call karma. Usually you only think of that as a negative thing. You would be amazed to see the huge amount of positive karma so many of you have accrued. And now think of the even more fantastic amount of positive causes that have been placed into the piggy bank of humankind by all of you. And all of it just waiting to be released by some magical key. Well, that is exactly the situation that your world is in right now. And the question in your minds is, what is the key? What is the key? The answer will be very surprising to you. Or it will not if you have understood what we have been saying for the last few years. You are the key. Now, we began by saying that a prediction depended upon its causes not changing. And the cause of you manifesting the world you so ardently desire is your own rise into a higher vibrational consciousness. Do you imagine yourselves, after all this time, and after all the pain and effort you have put in, changing the trajectory of your lives? Of course you do not. And so what is your prediction for the future? There are currently gloom and doom prophets among you. Is that what you think humanity has built? If someone wants that, they can have it. If they choose to believe it, they will have it in some form. There are also, thankfully, millions upon millions of you who imagine a far better world than any of you has any memory of experiencing. Huge numbers of you endeavor to live up to this hope daily. Is that what you think humanity has built? If you choose to believe it, you will have it in some form. Do you see how that works? You are all co-creators of the realities that you do and will see. Not so long ago that would have seemed to be a ridiculous statement to make. But today it will raise no eyebrows in most places. Do you see how very far you have come? And so, back to the topic of predictions. Let's make some. We predict that the predictions that you make, honestly, earnestly, and for the very best for all people, deep in your hearts, will now begin to manifest in earnest. Your world's downward spiral has been halted. And the upward spiral is now definitely in progress. Crank up your engines of belief. Make it so. Love. Expect. Forgive. Do all of the things that you have learned to do that will lead to change. Be for what you desire. The time of being against has passed. In your hearts predict the future. That is where it will be created. We predict your success. Channeled by Ron Head. oraclesandhealers.wordpress.com